In the grand tapestry of mythology, where gods and mortals intertwined, there existed beings of colossal power and unfathomable might. Among them, the Cyclops and the Minotaur stand as titans of legend, each embodying terrifying strengths that shook the very foundations of the ancient world. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nightforge. Today, we will unveil the outcome of their epic showdown. So buckle up as we unravel the truth behind who would win in a battle between these mythical beasts. Unleashing the beasts, a Cyclops and Minotaur duel for the ages. Picture a clearing bathed in moonlight, the air thick with anticipation. In one corner stands the Cyclops, a giant with a single eye that exudes an otherworldly aura. His muscular frame bears the marks of countless battles, and his every step echoes with the strength of a deity. Before him, a labyrinth stretches endlessly, a testament to both brilliance and madness. From its depths emerges the Minotaur, a creature of nightmare, half man and half bull, its horns scraping the sky, its eyes burning with primal rage. This is more than just a fight, it's a collision of worlds, a clash of titans. And only one can emerge victorious. But what if these two monsters were to face off against each other? What would happen when brute strength meets labyrinthine cunning? Let's dive into the heart of the labyrinth and find out. The Cyclops, a being of immense power and size, possessed a strength that dwarfed even the mightiest mortals. His single eye blazed with an otherworldly fire, capable of both mesmerizing mortals and incinerating his foes with a single, scorching glance. But it's not just his physical prowess that made the Cyclops a force to be reckoned with. His sheer size allowed him to hurl boulders as if they were pebbles, and his heavy footsteps shook the very foundations of the earth. Imagine the earth trembling beneath the weight of his tread, each step leaving a deep imprint in the ground as he advances with inexorable determination towards his adversary. With a body like a mountain, the Cyclops was a sight to behold, a symbol of raw natural power that commanded both awe and terror in equal measure. On the other side of the arena stood the Minotaur, a creature born from the union of a human king and a white bull. Its human-like torso was adorned with thick, dark hair that flowed down its powerful shoulders, accentuating its ferociously wild appearance. But it was those sharp, curved horns that truly defined the Minotaur's identity. They were not merely weapons, but symbols of its untamed spirit, ready to gore any challenger that dared enter the labyrinth. To look into the Minotaur's eyes was to confront the embodiment of untamed rage and animalistic fury. Now, add to that the Minotaur's natural agility and stamina, characteristics that set it apart from the more ponderous. Being smaller and lighter allowed the Minotaur to navigate the twists and turns of the labyrinth with ease, making it nearly impossible to pin down or outmaneuver. It was as if the very walls of the labyrinth had come to life and formed a protective barrier around it. So let's break it down. While the Cyclops held the advantage in sheer strength and destructive capabilities, the Minotaur's agility and intimate knowledge of the labyrinth seemed like it could be the key to its survival. After all, the labyrinth wasn't just a prison for the Minotaur, it was its home, its domain. It knew every nook and cranny, every twist and turn, and used this knowledge to its advantage. Dodging the Cyclops' attacks would be a piece of cake for the agile beast. All the while, the Minotaur could tire the Cyclops out, leading him deeper and deeper into the labyrinth until the giant's strength waned. At that point, the Minotaur could strike back, using its own brute strength and sharp horns to deliver fatal blows to the Cyclops. The one-eyed giant wouldn't stand a chance. What do you think? Does the labyrinth give the Minotaur an unbeatable advantage? Or is the Cyclops' sheer power just too much for the beast to handle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Clash of Titans, analyzing the strengths of Cyclops and Minotaur. To understand who would win in a battle between the Cyclops and the Minotaur, we need to first break down their individual strengths and weaknesses. We already know that the Cyclops was a giant, one-eyed monster whose strength was almost godly. He could strike with the force of a thunderbolt, sending shockwaves that could shatter boulders and level entire forests. Additionally, his keen eyesight was said to be so powerful that it could pierce through illusions and spot enemies from miles away. However, despite his massive size and strength, the Cyclops was known for his short temper and impulsiveness. This often led him to act without thinking, making him vulnerable to clever tactics and strategies employed by his opponents. The Minotaur, on the other hand, had a different set of strengths and weaknesses. As a creature born from both human and bull DNA, it was incredibly strong and agile, allowing it to move with the grace of a bull, while maintaining a sense of strategy and cunning akin to a human. It also possessed sharp, pointed horns that could gore through the toughest hides with ease. However, the Minotaur's greatest strength lay in its intimate knowledge of the labyrinth, its home. There it was truly a master of its domain, able to navigate the complex passages with ease and use the labyrinth itself as a weapon against its foes. But the Minotaur's intelligence came with a price. It was highly territorial and incredibly aggressive, charging at any perceived threat without hesitation. This sometimes led to reckless behavior, causing the Minotaur to exhaust itself before its enemies even reached the inner sanctum of the labyrinth. Now here's the interesting part. Despite their differences, these two creatures shared one common weakness. They were both solitary creatures, preferring to live in their own isolated worlds. This meant that neither had any experience fighting alongside other creatures, which could prove to be a deciding factor in their battle. After all, teamwork makes the dream work. Why don't we get some more details on these guys? When myths collide, the ultimate face-off between Cyclops and Minotaur. Now that we've examined their individual strengths, let's dive headfirst into the mythical maelstrom of a face-off between the Cyclops and the Minotaur. As the battle commences, the Cyclops charges forward, his heavy footsteps shaking the very foundation of the labyrinth. His single eye blazing with aggressive intensity, he swings his massive club, each strike echoing with the force of an earthquake. But the Minotaur is prepared. With the agility of a seasoned fighter, it dodges the Cyclops' initial attacks, its sharp horns glinting in the dim light as it prepares to strike back. The air crackles with tension as the Minotaur charges. The Cyclops, taken aback by the sudden movement, raises his club defensively, the sound of wood on horn reverberating through the labyrinth. But the Minotaur isn't finished. Seizing the opportunity, it weaves and bobs, confusing the Cyclops with its rapid movements before delivering a powerful headbutt to the giant's knee. The Cyclops roars in pain and anger as the impact sends tremors throughout his massive frame. This is more than just a fight, it's a clash of titans, a battle between raw, unbridled power and calculated, relentless aggression. The Cyclops, enraged by the gash in his leg, lashes out blindly, his mighty club whistling through the air as he attempts to crush the agile beast beneath his feet. Yet the Minotaur, nimble and quick-witted, leaps over the collapsing stones, narrowly escaping the crushing blow. It darts in and out of the labyrinth's passageways, taunting the enraged giant with each maneuver, exploiting the Cyclops' size against him, dodging between his legs and weaving through the maze of his anger. The Cyclops, consumed by rage and frustration, stumbles deeper into the labyrinth, each step a thunderous boom that shakes the very core of the structure. But the Minotaur is undeterred. It continues to lead the giant astray, knowing that the labyrinth's twisting paths will eventually wear down even the most determined of opponents. As the battle rages on, the Cyclops grows increasingly fatigued, his heavy gasps echoing through the labyrinth, a stark contrast to the Minotaur's steady breathing. The creature's keen eyesight begins to cloud with exhaustion, and his once powerful swings become slower, less accurate. Realizing the tide has turned, the Minotaur takes the offensive. With a final burst of energy, it charges, its horns lowered, and crashes into the Cyclops, sending the giant crashing to the ground. The earth trembles as the two titans collide. The Cyclops, his vision blurred by fatigue and pain, can only watch in dismay as the Minotaur prepares for the final strike. The labyrinth is silent for a moment, the only sound the heavy breathing of the two creatures. Then, with a final roar, the Minotaur delivers the coup de grace, its horn piercing the Cyclops' clouded eye. The giant's roar is abruptly cut off, replaced by a muffled thud as he collapses, his massive form slumping to the ground, bringing an end to the battle. One-eyed giant V's, Labyrinth Guardian, decoding the mythical battle. The dust settles and the echoes of the clash fade away, leaving us in the aftermath of an epic mythical showdown. The Cyclops, once a seemingly invincible giant, now lies vanquished, his massive form broken and still. The Minotaur, the labyrinth's fierce guardian, stands triumphant, its chest heaving as it surveys the fallen giant before it. But as the adrenaline fades and the echoes of battle die down, the Minotaur finds itself facing a new set of challenges. The labyrinth, once a source of power and protection, now poses a different kind of threat. With the Cyclops' colossal form sprawled across its pathways, the Minotaur must now navigate the shifting terrain, avoiding the giant's heavy limbs that could easily crush a lesser opponent. The labyrinth, with the Cyclops' massive form occupying its core, becomes a treacherous obstacle course. The Minotaur, nimble and agile as it is, must carefully pick its way through the wreckage, avoiding the collapsing stones and the giant's heavy limbs that threaten to crush it. Furthermore, as the scent of the Cyclops' crushed bones mingles with the dust of the collapsing labyrinth, it attracts unwanted attention. The faint aroma carries on the wind, drawing the attention of other mythical creatures. Some scavenging, some curious, and some potentially dangerous. The Minotaur, already exhausted from its previous battle, must now brace for a potential onslaught, defending itself against newcomers eager to claim a piece of the fallen giant. As the sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows across the labyrinth, the Minotaur realizes that it is not just the winner of the battle, but also the survivor of the aftermath. With wounds to tend to and new threats on the horizon, the true test of strength and endurance has just begun. The fight with the Cyclops may be over, but the Minotaur's ordeal is far from it. So who do you think will claim victory in this epic showdown? Is it the mighty Cyclops or the agile Minotaur? Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to show your support for more mythological matchups. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling journey through the realms of myth and legend. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, the battles in our lives are often won not by strength alone, but by the courage to face our fears and the wisdom to learn from them.